Hi guys, PJ here. Today we are working on a 2017 Mini Clubman. It's a Cooper S, if that matters to you. We are fitting a dashboard camera to it using one of these kits. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you will notice I've used these kits before. It's because they come with all the different size fuse spurs that you could possibly need to make the camera go on and off with the ignition of your car. Now, a fuse spur is one of these little things. It basically doubles up one of the fuse sockets so that it's got more than one hole. So in other words, it'll run the original item and the camera. Yeah, very simple to do. All you do is pull a fuse out and shove this in its place. Nice and simple, no soldering needed or anything like that. Now in the kit you get a power cable, like this one, like so. And it has a little filter on it there. That's sort of a radio interference filter, so if it's not already fitted to the cable, all you do, you crack them open, they open up like on a hinge, wrap the cable around it and then close the hinge again. Your headlining on these cars is very soft. You can just simply pull it down with your fingers, and all I normally do is wrap a couple of cable ties around it, yeah, and a bit of electrical tape to stop the sharp edges, and that just supports them up the top there. You know, so if you hit a pothole, because let's face it, Britain's roads aren't the best. If you hit a pothole, you don't want it dangling down in the middle of the window screen, do you? So just put three, you know, sort of one here, and one here. So tuck your wire all the way along. When you get to the side pillar here, best thing to do is pull this rubber off. So literally just sort of grab hold of it. There you go. It comes off ever so easily. You just tug it, yeah, all the way up, and then you can get your finger behind it. There you go. And just tuck your wire all the way down, nice and neat. You're looking for a factory finish look, so you can't see any bits here. Don't be tempted to shove it down with a screwdriver, because you will damage the trim or any plastic you touch the screwdriver with. If you need something to tuck the cable down, I suggest going on Amazon or somewhere and getting one of these little plastic scrapers. There you go, this one's made by Bojo. They're about £1 a pack, and it saves damaging any plastics. You don't want to be levering with a metal device, you need a plastic device. Now you're going to need something like this to do the end panel. If we come round here, you've got a little panel here, I'll just show you how it goes on, which is normally fitted like so, yeah, and it's really loose, really easy to remove. I mean, I actually pulled this one off with my fingers, but all you normally do is pop the leverage tool and pop it all the way round. It's on plastic spring clips, look, yeah, and the panel falls away. Leave it plugged in because it's got your airbag connector on it, and if you unplug that and plug the ignition on, you'll get a warning light on your dashboard. Then it's a trip down to your local garage to get it switched off, and 60 quid bill later for the privilege of doing so. So leave it plugged in, yeah, don't unplug it. Now you're going to need an earth and a power for your camera. So if I just come round here, this particular camera I'm half done, so I thought I'd show you halfway rather than go for all the tedious routine of showing you how to, you know, do everything before it's done. So this is the earth cable that comes with the pack. There you go, so there's your camera cable that goes all the way up the side here and across to the middle, yeah? So down here, and there it is, terminates in this block, and then you've got a power wire and an earth wire. We follow the earth wire. All I've done, look, is put it on the end of a nut, put a washer on it, and put yourself a nylon locking nut on the end of it. You don't have to do anything, just slide it on, slide your washer on, slide your nylon nut on. That's earthed, that's good enough, okay? Your power cable, really simple on these cars. All you got to do is feed it through here. There's quite a big gap to your fuse box. You can quite literally put your hand up and in the fuse box and over the top and round and grab the cable and pull it through. This really is one of the easiest cars to do this particular job on. It is so simple. So that lot is just literally wrapped through, yeah? Fuse wise, you can either use a multimeter or one of those little screwdrivers with a light bulb in the end of it. I'm using a multimeter and I'm testing to see which fuse goes on and off with the ignition. So all you do, if you've got one of the little screwdrivers with a bulb in, is basically press it on the end of the little fuses, yeah? So these little shiny bits on the end of the fuse, I'll just show you on the fuse, it's in the fuse spur. There you go, so it's got shiny tabs on the end there. Well, when you touch your contacts on the end of those, if it registers 0 on your multimeter or your little light doesn't come on your screwdriver, that means there's no power going to it, yeah? You're looking for an accessory fuse, so look in your handbook. you need something like accessory, maybe radio, something like that. Don't go for ABS or airbags or anything to do with those systems. Keep well away from those, okay? When you find your correct fuse, I'm using an accessory fuse in the middle here, which is a 5 amp. So I'll touch it on there, like I say, and I'll get 0 voltage, as you can see. When you flip the ignition on, what you want it to do is either light your screwdriver up or read 12 point whatever or 11 point whatever volts on the end of there. Yeah, so then you know that fuse is live on and off with the ignition. Simple as that. Yeah, once you've figured out which fuse you're using, you can go ahead and remove the fuse. Just pull it out, nice and simple to do. Now at this point, I will just point out to you, because sadly I have to nowadays, I'm not responsible for any or liable for any damage or personal injury that may occur to the vehicle or yourself. Sad that I have to put that in nowadays, but you do get some fools trying it on. So basically, like I say, make sure your ignition's off, pull your fuse out, like so, and pop the fuse that you've pulled out in the end of your fuse spur. So in here, yeah? Like so. Basically it's doubled the fuse up, yeah? It'll power the original circuit with that one, and it'll power the camera with that one. Once you've done that, what I normally do is tape everything up so it's nice and tidy. Pop your fuse back in the original socket that it came from, so the bayonets on the end of here go in the original socket. And there we go, plug back in. Now before you go reassembling everything and tidying up the myriad of wiring that you've got lying around, you just want to plug your camera in and make sure it powers up. So in the camera box, you normally find the decent ones come with 2 mounts. You get the sticky type mount and you get the suction type mount. Now depending on your window screen, most window screens have this sort of dotty area, black area. If it's smooth, as in as smooth as glass, you can use the sucker. But if it's got a texture to it, like a slightly bobbly feeling, you're going to need the sticker, because the sucker won't stick onto this, you know, the painted type surface. This particular one, it's smooth as glass, yeah? So the black is in between the glass layers. It can't be felt at all, so we can use the sucker on this one. So with our ignition just switched on, there we go, camera's powered up. And what you should notice, in the bottom corner on a lot of these cameras is a battery icon. This has got a zigzag through it, a red zigzag, showing that it's powered from the ignition. If we turn the ignition off, the zigzag will disappear. Like so. I don't know if you can actually see, just give it a second there to power off. There we go. It's gone back to battery icon now, so it's not getting powered from the ignition. That is exactly what we want it to do. Switch on and off with the ignition key, yeah? So our cabling's all tidy up here. You're now left with tidying up all the mess in your glove box. Okay, all cabling just gathered up. All we've done is taped it up, yeah, so it's nice and neat. You can tuck it out of the way. If you want to cable tie it to the structure there, you can do, just to keep it out of the way. But with, you know, it's on a little plastic ledge here. It's not going anywhere, sort of thing. Just make sure you don't trap anything. That's why I've tidied it up. And then you get your little trim panel. Basically, just pop it on. You know, it's on little clips. Quite tricky to do one-handed, but you just shove, and it literally stays on. Once you've done that, push your rubber trim back on all the way around the edge there. And just regarding the fuses quickly, just bear in mind your own vehicle will probably be a different specification, even a different year to this one. Fuse boxes do vary depending on what additional items the car's had fitted from new. This particular car has got a lot of optional extras, so you may need to use a different fuse to the one I've used on here. Okay, just bear that one in mind. Like I say, avoid anything to do with ABS or airbags, go for an accessory circuit if possible. And that, guys, is how you fit a dash cam to a 2017 Mini Clubman. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. I do try and respond the same working day, but as you can imagine, I do get bombarded with questions on anything electrical, car orientated. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.